2013, there was a bill that was signed that's going to affect every... Hey, how you doing? This is Franklin Cruz, and we're here for High Performance Wednesday in our High Performance videos. I'm here with a very good buddy of mine. I'm very blessed to be here. His name is Andy Mazzaro. He is the top real estate coach that I know of right now in the country when it comes to high-level coaching. And he built his company basically from scratch. And so I begged him to interview him at his beautiful home that he's living at right now, right on the water in Davis Island in Tampa. And so after he took a $100 bribe, so he said yes. So I wanted to interview him today and really give the aspect of somebody coming from nothing and how did he do it? How did he make it in this real estate game? So, Andy, thank you so much for being here, man.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. You know, you look very, very nice in here.
Put together?
Yeah, yeah, no problem. A lot of time in the bathroom. So, how did you get started? I mean, what's your background?
My background really had nothing to do with real estate. I was a sales and marketing rep for a local radio station before I got into real estate. We were going into a real estate boom here locally and nationwide, and you know, if I didn't know already that I needed to do something else, I pretty much knew once the values of homes and prices and everything was going crazy, going through the roof. That's all I needed to know. So you know, my job, I was sitting in a cubicle. I was working 45 plus hours a week. Wow. I was making the equivalent of about $12 an hour. It was extremely stressful, and you know, it just got to the point where I needed to do something different. So here comes the real estate boom. Everybody and their brother is making money in real estate, even if you're not in it. So the light bulb went off, and I said, okay, this is something I want to do. So the very first book that I bought was about flipping trailers or mobile homes.
Really?
So yeah, being a slumlord. So you buy a trailer for, I don't know, $500.
Yeah.
And these were junkers too. These aren't like the nice double wides, the triple wides. These are like the ones that get blown with the tornadoes. So you buy a beat up mobile home for like $500. You put $50 in paint or whatever on it. You fix the screen door on it. Yeah. And you sell it and you hold the note. And then when that person defaults, which they always do, they up and split in the middle of the night, you take the mobile home back, you put another $50 into it, and then you sell it again.
Can't do that.
And you keep buying more and more and more, and I thought that's a great idea. You know, there's a billion trailer parks in the South, and there's a ton here in Tampa, so I said, let's do it. Well, then I kept reading.
Now, did you ever live in a trailer park?
No.
Okay, so I just...
Well...
Were you levitated towards that book for a reason?
I don't know. I don't know. I was drawn to it for some reason. But then I started reading more and learning more, and I started saying, well, maybe I should fix some houses up. These are there's more money in that. So I had a buddy who I know was making a lot of money investing in real estate. So I asked if I could take him out to lunch one day, and he agreed. And I just picked his brain, and I was going to ask him, how do I be a rehabber? How do I rehab houses and all this stuff? And he asked me what my interests were and this, that, and the other thing. And he said, you know, based on what I was telling him, I should go into wholesaling. And I had never even heard that term before. And I said, you know, what is that? He said, that's what I'm doing.
Wholesaling foods? I mean,
yeah, that's what a lot of people ask when I tell them I'm a wholesaler. So, no, it's just brokering a real estate deal. It's basically the easiest way to describe it is we do what a realtor does, but we do it on a wholesale level. They broker the purchase and sale of a retail house. We do it on a wholesale level. So we don't have to
sell it at a discount.
We're buying at a discount, we're selling at a discount.
Got it.
And he said, because I didn't know how to do anything on a house, I didn't have a crew lined up, I didn't know, I mean, I could barely change a light bulb, to be honest with you.
No, I've seen that.
So my buddy said, you got to go into wholesaling, it's easy money, it's the fastest transaction in real estate, there's no risk, there's no income ceiling, you're in and out. And I said, I'm in. And that's how I got into it. So he started teaching me a little bit. So
was he your first coach or mentor?
Yep, he was my first coach and mentor. And 6 months later, I quit my job and I became a full-time real estate wholesaler.
No way.
And yeah, and then I did that for a couple of years, and then I came to a crossroads where I, felt like I was being taken in a different direction.
Yeah.
And that was into teaching and coaching and mentoring, more so than actually investing. I felt that's where my heart was taking me, and that's sort of where my purpose and my passion was. And so I decided I'd launch a coaching company, but I'd also flip houses.
Yeah.
And what happened is both of them, my coaching company came up a little bit, my wholesaling business came down, and I ended up being mediocre in both.
Got it.
So I had to come to a decision, and I went with my heart, and I put my wholesaling business on hiatus for a little bit, just had to go dormant, and then I launched. I really put a lot of effort in my coaching program, and it really took off after that.
So how long have you had your coaching program?
I think I've had it for about 5 years or so.
So you've seen a lot of students screw up. What do you think is the top 3 screw-ups right now that a student of yours is seeing right now?
Well, the first thing is I think a lot of people get into this business because they think that there is some magic pill, or there's some potion, or there's something that we as coaches can provide that's going to take them from their $20,000 a year to $120,000 a year overnight.
By clicking a button, right?
Yeah, it's just not that simple.
So there's no such thing as clicking a button and you can cash a check?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So if it were, everybody'd be doing it and everybody'd be a millionaire, and there'd be no more...
So disclaimer, there's no such thing as clicking a button and you can make money without talking to a human being.
There would be no more ditch diggers, but but there are, and so obviously it's not that easy. So that's the first thing, is you got to understand that this is work.
Yeah.
It's going to take work, especially at the beginning, until you get your business and your systems on autopilot. Until then, you're going to have to put in a lot of work, and there's going to be some ups and downs. So you got to be prepared for that. If you think that it's going to be easy, and as soon as you realize it's not, then what I see a lot of students do is they shrink back into their comfort zone, which is their day job, which they hate, which is the whole reason they came to me in the first place. But it's comfortable.
Okay, so the number one thing you would say is, like, they think it's too easy.
They think it's easy. They think there's a magic potion or a magic pill that they can take. It's going to make them rich.
Got it.
That's the first thing.
And then number 2 you would say is, then they're like, oh my God, I have to do work.
Yeah. Like number 2 is taking action.
And the funny part, now they're not even doing physical work. That's a lot.
Well, there's some physical. I mean, it's. I believe that the road to abundance is an emotional road.
Yeah.
It has to do with how you think and how you feel, what you believe in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter if you went to college or not, or even went to high school. It doesn't matter. It's the word mentality is not an accurate word, but for these purposes, it'll help you understand a little bit.
So do you think real estate is like a great equalizer when it comes to investing? Like, you have a college degree, but I don't. So it's like anybody could really get this if you have the right coach or something like that.
Anybody can get it. It's not brain surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can flip a house.
Matter of fact, you can make more money than a brain surgeon if you do it right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know guys that make in the millions of dollars a year flipping houses. One of my former students is one of the top real estate investors in the state of Florida. Guy's got over 90 rentals. He rehabs 15 houses a month, and he wholesales 4 or 5 a month. So, the guy's gonna make over $1 million this year. So, yeah, absolutely you can. But what'd you ask me again? Well,
what was your third one?
Well, the second one. Let me get to the second one. I don't know if I have to think about the third one. The second one is you have to be active. You got to take action. There is a lot.
So you mean physically active, or what kind of active?
Yes, you have to be. I mean, even if it's just putting out 100 bandit signs, or making follow-up calls, or just something. You have to be active. Yeah. Leads aren't just going to fall in your lap. You're going to have to do something to generate these things. And
so again, I can't click a button.
No, it just doesn't work that way. So, but if you have the right mindset, you'll create your own opportunities. Opportunities will come your way, but you still have to provide some action. You can't sit on the couch all day. I mean, and have just deals just fall in your lap. It's just not going to happen. So you got to be active. But what happens is you know, a lot of people come to me and they're used to collecting information. You know, they read a book or they see a video on YouTube or they see a website and it piques their interest. They're like, oh, this is great. You know, no risk. I don't have to be licensed. I'm not governed by any board or anything like that. You know, I can make as much money as I want. All this stuff, I'm in. And what they do is they go to another video or buy another book or go to another website and they read more and more and more. And what happens is the more they collect information, the more fear starts to set in. And they become fearful because they get inundated with information. So much information, it starts to, you know, it's that whole, you know, paralysis by analysis kind of thing. And then that fear steps in, so then they start collecting more information. And then more fear, more information. So,
and then they don't want to do anything.
They fail to act because they're scared now. You know, their mind is all cloudy because they have all this stuff coming at them. And I always tell people when they come to me is, you know, I had a guy come to me and about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and he said, I've been trying to flip my first house for 5 years. He said, I've invested time, effort, and a ton of money. And I said, you should have come to me 5 years ago. That's the thing. Or you should have gone to somebody, invested in a coach. Instead of buying all those books and videos and programs and courses, and all those things help. They all help you get to where you're at, but you have to put, it's information, you have to put action behind that information. Same thing with coaching. You know, I can give you everything you need to flip a house, but I can't fly to your city and put out your bandit signs or contact the mailing.
You're the God of this city. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this nation. You are. You're the light in this darkness. You're the hope to the hopeless. You're the peace to the restless. You are.